So let's start with one of the unique advantages of Italian education system, and that is the government scholarship. A government scholarship is the sum of money that the government appropriates for the purpose of higher education every year. And it is unique because of these three reasons combined. I have not yet seen any other country who offers this kind of a scholarship. Not the US, not Germany, not Norway, not Canada, not England, not France, none. Uh, and here are the reasons. First is it is appropriated regardless of citizenship. That means no matter where you are coming from, no matter what is your residency status, whether you're a citizen, you're a permanent resident, you're a temporary resident, and even if you're an international student, and that is its biggest advantage. Even if you're an international student who have never been in Italy, you are still eligible for this scholarship. Second, it is need-based, not merit-based. What that means is that you don't have to meet any kind of GPA minimum or any kind of special university admission, none. And your needs are based on your family financial situation. And if you're an independent student, it's based on yours, which is a different story. But if you are interested, just tell me and I can make a video about this scholarship. It's a really good opportunity that you can use. And third, it's non-competitive. That means there are no limited number of scholarships that is being allocated. If you're eligible, you're getting the scholarship no matter what. So here are the reasons why this is unique to Italy. I have not seen it anywhere else, and this is a great opportunity for everybody who can benefit from this. So let me talk about what you've all been waiting for this whole time. What is actually the sum of money, or the what amount is the scholarship itself? So the scholarship is a few parts. There's a sum of money. There's a dorm, subsidized dorm. And depending on the university, because this fund is, although it's allocated by the government, it is assigned by the university itself, and each university has a different, a style of doing it. For example, some university offer subsidized meals. Other universities give you a card that has the amount of money, and you can buy your meals from anywhere you want. And they also have cafeterias that provide subsidized food. So here, the total amount of all of this, if you want to turn it into euro, it depends on your financial status. Depending on your financial situation, you will be assigned to a bracket, and the highest amount of money you can get. And I forgot to mention this, no matter which bracket you fall into, you pay absolutely no tuition fees. Just some minor fees, like 100 euros, 150 euros when you're enrolling into the university, and that's it. So no tuition. The sum of money depends, as I mentioned, on your bracket status, but the highest amount of money that you can get is somewhere around 5,200 euros annually. €2,000 annually. Yeah. So this is the money that you're getting, and there are talks of it to be increased to 6,100 euros but it hasn't been announced yet as of this video. And yeah, so this here, I'm emphasizing on it again, I'm insisting on it again. I have not seen it in any country. All the other countries, even if they have a scholarship and it's need-based and it's non-competitive, they do not offer it to international student or temporary resident, or it is competitive, or it is merit-based, etc., etc. And one thing that I wanted to mention, even if you don't get the scholarship, the tuition fees of this university compared to that of even France, which is really low, or obviously in comparison to England or the United States, is very, very low. For example, the University of Padua, which is one of the best universities in Italy and in the world, you can look it up. You look up its ranking at the QS. At the QS ranking, which I'll show you. I'll put a video above here, and I've made a video about that, how you can look that up. I put it here. So yeah, it's just 2,600 or so euros annually, again, which in comparison to the US, which is like the lowest you can possibly get, and not for an international student, for a state resident who is also a citizen, it's like 7 to 8K dollars. It's fantastic what you can get here. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, this is about the government scholarship, and if you had any question, you can ask in the comments. Yeah. Despite being one of the most affordable, if not the most affordable higher education in the world, the universities in Italy also rank high among universities in the world. In topics like finance, for example, you have University of Bocconi, which is 16 in the world, and all the big banks, all the big companies, all the international students hire from this university. The stats in the university says that 75% of its graduates have found a job on the graduation day. That figure goes up to 93% a year after graduation. So obviously in design, fashion, and architecture, Italy is the best in the world. Brands like Gucci, Prada, Armani, Versace haven't come out of thin air. The beautiful cities that you see, the legacy of great architecture in the country, even in subjects like tech and engineering. For example, Polytechnic of Milan, or Polymi for short, is the 20th in the world. You can look up all these figures and all this ranking from the QS ranking, which I've just put up the video from in my channel. So yeah, it's 20 in the world, or Polytechnic of Turin, or Polito for short. It's I think it's 38. So yeah, the oldest university in the world, University of Bologna, or for short Unibo, is 78 in finance, and in general it's in the top 200 universities in the world. There are 3 universities. There are 4 universities that are in the top 2050 in the world: University of Bologna, Polytechnic of Milan, University of Padua, and University of Sapienza in Rome. So as you can see, there are world-class universities in Italy. And one interesting thing about Bocconi is that its MBA and its finance graduates are in the level of Harvard Business School and Stanford Business School. And The cost of studying here, of course, although it's higher than these other universities because it's a private university, which also receives benefits from the government of the Lombardy province, but it's a fraction of the cost of those universities. I think the Stanford University for its MBA charged 70 grand a year or $1,000 or $100,000 a year. But here you can do it with $14,000 a year. And if you get the scholarship that I've mentioned before, that figure goes to zero. So you can see the opportunities yet that you have here about there's no shortage of prestigious universities in the country either. So in addition to all of those benefits, one other thing that I could mention is the abundance of English courses, even in fields like medicine or dental school or pharmacology. You have a ton of English courses at all majors, all areas, uh, especially in the sciences, in virtually all areas, especially at grad school, but also at undergrad. Each university usually has a dozen or two of these courses or less if the are worse. So the abundance is really clear. Um, I don't think any other non-English countries, with the exception of maybe Germany, has this many options in English courses in Europe or elsewhere. Uh, and the easy English requirements that accompanies that. Uh, for example, in the US or in England or even in Germany, you either have to take a test, which is usually IELTS or TOEFL, but some other universities may accept some other tests as well, or you have to have studied in an English-speaking country. And there are exceptions that allow you to uh, do the course if you have studied an English course in a non-English country, but those are less. But here, there are a ton of other things that you can do and you pass the requirements. There are tests that university itself takes. There are conditions if you taught English for 2 years. I don't know if you've been involved in an English-speaking country or something. It's really easy. And for example, in IELTS test, uh, IELTS, the requirements in English-speaking countries is usually 6.5 and above. 7.5, I have even seen 7.5. Uh, I think it was University of Calgary in Canada. But in Italy, they accept 5.5, depending on the university. Some university wants more 6.5. But there are a lot of courses that accept 5.5 as well. So you don't need to be really hard. And this may not seem a lot, 5.5 and 6.5, but believe me, it is. To get from 5.5 to 6.5, you really need to work on your English. So each half a score is really an improvement over the other. It's not like a half a score. The scale is 0 to 9, and virtually no one gets 9. The highest score that people usually get, the score that people usually get is like 6.5, 7. Really good English speaker gets 7.5 to 8, and these are like almost native speakers. And 8.5 is for like uh, grad school level speaking as a native, and 9 is like you're a poet or something. So these are really hard to get in above 7. Uh, so yeah, the easy English requirements and the abundance of courses, uh, the combination is really helpful for a lot of folks out there who may not have the time to study English that much. So yeah, this is one of the great benefits of these universities as well.